good news for our nurses. So the government, through the Minister of Health, has enrolled 13,500 nurses who were previously employed without financial clearance under the previous administration onto the government's payroll.
We are just pleading on the government to pay us. We've been working for 10 good months, no salary.
Now we have financial provisions for all of you, all the 13,500. As you yourself have rightly indicated, more than 99% of you have been paid and they are on, your arrears have been cleared.
Now, we were a coalition of unpaid nurses and midwives, but as it stands now, we can boldly say that by the end of this month, that name will be changed and the coalition will be dissolved. We are very much grateful as nurses and midwives.
Now, what that means is 13,500 nurses who, were employed, but they were not paid. And if you people remember, there was some demonstration when nurses came out and they were crying and begging that the government should pay them because it's beginning to look like they are just working, no pay, as to how they are surviving. Nobody even cares. Now, the Minister of Health is telling us that they've added them to the government's payroll, and as it stands right now, they have been paid the money they are owed. And I'm like, oh, thank God. Finally, it took them a very long time, but at least finally, our nurses are getting paid. Our nurses are getting paid what they deserve, what they are owed. Because, hey, imagine working for that long, going for a demonstration, and it is now that it is looking like you people are getting paid. It took long, but at least, they still, did something. And it was in a meeting where they broke the news, and then the nurses themselves, nurses and midwives, they expressed their joy and appreciation because Charley, and easy. So they expressed how, happy they are that at least, they've resolved this issue. And as a gesture for gratitude, they presented the minister with a fugu, thanking him for helping them address their issue. And I'm like, Charlie, at the end of the day, it's beginning to look like it may take a while, but when your time comes, they will answer you what you say. And then this is something I've strongly stood by, that yes, the problem is there and it may take a while, but Charlie, if we give it more time, we may or we may not get a solution. But from what we are seeing, they have gotten a solution and they have been paid, and it brings me so much joy. It brings me so much joy because at the end of the day, 13,500 nurses, and it's not easy. 13,500 people. If we are trying to create a mini country, that number can create a mini country. Do you understand? So it brings me joy. But even with that news, Ghanaians are still doubting. Yes, Ghanaians are like, this thing, I hope it's not all talks. Because we have seen situations happen in hospitals and all of that, and some nurses coming out to talk about how exhausted they are, and how there's so much pressure, but they are not even being paid. So some Ghanaians are asking that, I hope say are they way and your mouth and your settings. So some people, left comments asking and, bringing back the demonstration that the nurses did. Now, someone said, I will ask Nurse Bernice if it is true. I don't trust the government. You had to be there. True. And this Nurse Bernice is one of the nurses that went viral at the nurse demonstration, where they went for their demonstration, begging the government to look into their issue. And so this person is saying, from the whole thing, the person he can trust or she can trust is Nurse Bernice. Another person said, it's absurd how young professionals have to battle for their due wages. True! Charlie, it's really insane how the country puts, young professionals to work, but paying them becomes a problem. Like giving them what that they deserve, their money they've worked for, it becomes a problem. Then I'm asking myself, how do people expect these people to do their jobs? How do you expect them to survive? In a country where day in, day out, the economy, it is just up. The economy has never dropped that. It is always going up. So in this economy, how do you expect them to survive? How do you expect them to, come to work? How do you expect them to even work? Now, someone else said, where is that MPP nurse lady? I forgot the handle. As they have paid them, there she's quiet. Now, another person said, Ghanaians are and will continue to be the reason these politicians keep messing with you. Why should we even applaud the government for doing the job of which we elected them to do? Who should do it for them, if not them? Not to talk of people going on the street to protest before. Wicked. Charlie, this thing is true. But you see, at the end of the day, in a country where people bring up issues, people go for demonstration and nothing is done. When we see a unit that actually listens to their people and try to work to help them, we should actually praise them. Because, see, this is not even a Ghana thing. This is a nation, Africa. We see demonstrations, different Nigeria, Togo. We've seen demonstrations. And there has been no change. So when we see a unit that its people have gone on a demonstration, and then this unit have come together, and they are trying to work, and they've actually worked, and it's looking like, what their people came to cry for, they have found a solution for it. We should just thank them and glorify them, because at the end of the day, they are trying. They are trying. Another person said, he's being praised for doing what's expected of him. Shame. Masa, for us, I'm calling him. If you not praise him, we'll praise him. Another person said, how are people still complaining about this kind gesture from the nurses? Yes, it's the salary they worked hard for, but the previous administration employed them without financial clearance. And this government has managed to absorb and clear the mess. Commendation deserved. True! Like, I really don't see why people are trying to drag it. Oh, mama, the fugu now wants me to talk. Is it fugu that he can buy? It's just a nice gesture that, nurses have actually said, we thank you, we appreciate you, yeah, that's it. What you say? Mind you, this demonstration, it's not something that happened yesterday or Monday. No. This demonstration happened a while ago. So for this unit to now come together and say, no, Charlie, this thing that we fix for them, it's something that we should actually applaud them for. You people should stop acting all high and mighty like you people. Another person said, Charlie, everyone for find some connection, then leave this country. What sort of mediocre massa? If you want to leave. If you want to leave. We'll stay in our country and try to better our country. Go and fix it. We are in our country trying to fix our country. What I say? Another person said, politicians will make you go through hell, and when they perform their responsibilities, you begin to think it's a favor and they are sent evilly. Ghanaians are just very bitter people. They are just very, very, very bitter people. I'm happy that the nurses have finally, received their wages, and hopefully moving on, the nurses that are coming in will be treated the same way. And hopefully we do not get a demonstration from nurses again, because Charley, and yeah, easy, sir. Anyways, that's all the updates we have on this story. We'll bring you guys more updates when we have them. This has been What's They Go On here at the Yocharley Studios. I'm Mimi. Catch you on the next one.